Alrighty guys, welcome back again here. This is the DreamHack Malmö North American Closed Qualifiers here. We're still in the round of 16, the initial stage. All stages will be played out to their entirety as there is only one slot up for grabs here. In these North American qualifiers, we have teams like Team Liquid showing up along with the Renegades. Quite a few others. Denial, Mythic is playing in this qualifier. But we're not covering this at this point. It's mouseSpaz taking on the Miami Flamingos. We just saw the first map played out. It was mouseSpaz that took control over on Cash. And now we're heading to the Flamingos map pick. This is going to be Cobblestone. It's already live, so let's jump directly into it and see if the Flamingos can strike back at all, or if they're going to be upset a little bit here and knocked out of this qualifier nice and early, which I'm sure is going to upset plenty of the people in the chat, judging from the way that the demographic has been so far. But let's take a look and see here. The Flamingos always have their fan base showing up in support, so we'll see if that's enough to push them into a third map. Pistol round getting started now. Both teams did trade pistols back on the last map there, so it was relatively even, and I believe, if I'm recalling correctly, it was the T sides on both halves that did take it. So let's jump into it and take a look here. As the Flamingos, well, they're going to try to move around the halls early on here, but here's the thing. Look at Max right now, way out in the open. Someone has to check up there. No, Max, how did you miss this? Oh my goodness. Max did not catch this huge funnel of players going inside of Connector. Oh, but here's the thing. He's got a second chance, though, as they are falling back in a moment. And there we go, right up in the face. Two of them go down to the ground. There's a third as well. He did drop the bomb in the process, though, so they know that that's sitting over in the halls. The problem is that Max didn't know which direction that went. And in the process, when they did that fake over at A, look who snuck in. Tootin is sitting right outside of the doorway right now, inside of a smoke. Straight up Metal Gear moment for Tootin right now. He should have called out to his teammates that Turismo was going to go for that push, so there's an easy cleanup kill. Okay, now everything's back to normal. The final three for the Flamingos have group back up. And Tootin is going to be able to push forward, but now there's another player sneaking in. What is happening? Emadix trying to hold on. He had the CZ, but no armor sitting behind it, so Tommy does trade him out when he misses due to the aim punch there. Oh. And now Marky and Tommy, the last two left alive here for the T side, but this could still absolutely go back into mouseSpaz's control. Pill Cosby and Sheikh Zula working on getting themselves over here in a flank at the moment here. Pill Cosby trying to push himself in, but he's already been spotted out, and Tommy is going to move in to finish things off. Now it's up to Sheikh Zula in a 1v2. Quick tap onto the first one, and one more to go. He should already know where this player's at. It's Marky, and he's left sitting behind this little cubby over here trying to get him, and there you go. It seems too easy, but not for Sheikh Zula. He goes in and gets the job done, and he should have plenty of time to defuse this bomb after he picks up that nice 2K there. Oh, actually, it's going to be a little bit close. Is he even going to get it? Hold on. Oh my god, he just got it. Okay, it does 0.05 seconds. Oh my goodness. I think the server even lagged a little bit there too, so it threw us off a bit. It looked like he didn't actually get it. But mouseSpaz do indeed claim another pistol there. And they're gonna start off just like on the last map with the advantage. Here's the thing though, is back on the last map, they also took the first pistol, but they were immediately ecoed in the second round. So don't count the Flamingos out of this early portion of the half just yet. The Flamingos are going to buy quite lightly, however. One player doesn't buy anything at all. It's Marky. Max, though, he's got to get a little bit lower than that to try and hold here. No, he jumped, actually, so that messed him up a tad. Pill Cosby moving in, but he also goes down. He got one trade before actually getting knocked out, though. And meanwhile, over here, well, take a look at Emadic's position. No one's going to go through that doorway, but he is able to hear all of them shuffling through. And he can take up a pretty good spot himself to at least get one more kill for free on the surprise there. So now they've got the numbers back into an okay position. Yes, they kind of messed up here. This should have been a lot cleaner, but at the very least they can go back into controlling the situation now and making sure that they still win out this round with assumably 3 players alive. No, actually, one more goes down as Tootin steals one more kill before the very end of the round. And mouseSpaz are going to take it now 2-0, but 3 kills and a plant. The Flamingos are going to be very happy with the result of that round, considering what they invested into it. And with that plant, along with the one in the first round, considering how light the investment was in the second round, they're going to go very quickly into the third round buy here. And it is basically looking like a full-on buy. The only thing I think that they probably could have done this too. I was going to say the only thing that they couldn't get was an op, but it's looking like they could have easily gone for one if they wanted to. There's still 1,100 sitting on Tootin. So, ooh, one of those smokes did just get messed up there, I think. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, yeah, one smoke just went way off to the left. As you can hear it, you can hear it making the smoke sound. But all the other ones connected. I am curious to see where this messed up at, but it seems like they're just going for a quick A main split, so the smokes are going to become relevant very quickly here. As Maddox does head off the push, and now changes position too, but still isn't able to win out the fight. He goes down right at the start, and that's full A site control already gained. Wishuro, woof, almost didn't get any kills at all there, but he's at the very least able to pick up one for himself. And now the remaining CTs are moving in on the rotate. Sheikh Zula has got to be careful, as there are players moving up from behind him on suicide in a moment. And if he doesn't check for it, he'll be a dead man. Hears it at the last moment and is able to flick around, taking down Tootin. So, holds his ground for now. But down to 20 HP, that flashbang just saved his life as he was about to get just pelted through the alleyway paneling there. But Johnny Boy now with one more pickup, and Tommy with a second has basically all but secured the deal here, as he is forced into the open one more time to get one more kill and close out on that early third round 4 spot. The Miami Flamingos do get themselves their first round. And the mouseSpaz players, well, because of the fact of how abysmal their second round was, they're not left with enough cash to fully rebuy it right back into it, so they're going to have to go down to a half buy. Despite having that economical advantage, though, the Flamingos are still playing this in a very slow fashion. Not wanting to directly just throw themselves at the sites just yet. And there's good reason behind that, considering how aggressive mouseSpaz have been. Both teams' CT sides really have been when they've been on these half buys or just eco rounds. They've been no strangers to holding very aggressive one-and-done spots or just outright pushing into enemy territory to try and get a kill or two. As the follow-up executes haven't necessarily been the cleanest things in the world from the Flamingos. And mouseSpaz as well. But finally, with the timer getting a little bit low here, it is seeming like we're going to see the execute. Just a direct play into the B bomb site here, and at the moment it's being done very cleanly by the Flamingos. There's quick rotates on the way from mouseSpaz, and finally one kill works its way in for Maddox. However, he's been flashed into that corner. Johnny Boy trades it. Does not account for a second player to be over towards drops. So he's got to be a little bit careful on that, and Tootin swinging in all sorts of directions here, but okay. Ends up working out okay for him as he catches Bill Cosby right in the back, and it leaves only Sheikh Zula alive in a 1v4 situation. He's got a couple players low, and oh my goodness, he's trying to just sit so still right now so that he could get that one kill. He finally did get it, but getting more than this one is going to be all but impossible, as now Tommy is waiting for him at the very top of drop, and he'll get that final headshot to take him out, and now tie is up at 2-2. mouseSpaz getting some okay damage done there, probably not as much as they would have liked, as they are going to have to go on to another very similar bot round before they are able to fully reinvest again. No delay this time either from the Flamingos. They're just going to go right out into the open here. So Turismo has a good position, and he spots them early too, but just unable to actually follow up and get any frags against the Flamingos here when they try to push past Broken Wall. They've already got those 2 kills, though. I think they're just assuming it's a full 5-man stack, but everybody's falling back, seemingly to change up their positioning a little bit. They only have just like default pistols, and I think there's 157 though, so by pulling out, the problem is they've left Marky in the open, and now there's going to be a free pickup for these CTs, one which has armor behind it too. So that could be a little bit dangerous and could definitely lead into some more economical damage if they're not careful. I think they're probably going to swing around and try to hunt down this player now, which is the case, but Max so far has been doing a good job of dodging these players and trying to listen out to pick up more kills. Ooh, a little bit eager there though, and he does seal his own fate by jumping out into the open. They take down, Tootin is the one that actually takes down that rifle and now secures the lead for the Miami Flamingos. But after that 2-round delay, mouseSpaz are able to finally rebuy back into it. They do get themselves 5 rifles and, well, a quick aggressive setup over here towards the broken wall with Pill Cosby leading the charge on that one. 4-man stack besides that. But the Flamingos are going to be going for a very quick lineup of smokes into this bomb site. Doesn't matter though, Turismo's already got himself that first kill. Pill Cosby waiting inside of the broken wall though, gets himself one. A quick trade works its way out from Tootin. And now Marky's gone hunting, but that smoke setup is going to make it very difficult to spot players further back into the site. At the same time though, it does give them quite a bit of an advantage to be able to push in here and get this control without very little response, if any at all, from the CTs. And actually, look at how much damage they're doing even through the smoke there. Johnny Boy with another pickup. Max is trying to push through, but he immediately goes down. Next up to bat is going to be Emadix here. He knows he has Marky sitting inside of the coop somewhere, but the other two are still a mystery currently. And Emadix is already low at 32 HP. That positioning behind the wall is not the best, but he really doesn't have a choice. No. Now we just walk right into a flashbang. He's completely blind, just blind spraying as well. And there you go. Tootin's going to pick up on both of those final kills. Ends up with a 3K at the end of the round. And that's now 4 for the Flamingos. As that's going to put the mouseSpaz roster onto another half buy here, I believe. Nice and early. The CTs do once again test their luck towards broken. This time, though, it's not even waiting until they move in for the execute, though. It's just a straight-up push. They catch Johnny, and there's even a late third player added into that mix. However, besides the kill on the Johnny, so far these CTs have not gotten anything going at all. And it's looking like it's going to be a pretty casual walkover round for the most part. One more dink onto... I believe that was Uishoro, yeah. Uishoro gets hit down to 3 HP, but besides that, really clean round from the Flamingos here, as they do fend off that aggression nice and early. Just wait, basically just sit back, wait about 30 seconds, and then go into the site after they got 3 to 4 kills already. So, no real issues there at all for the Flamingos on that round, and Sheikh Zula, without anything to do, is just going to be sitting inside of the rat hole room, waiting this one out, and hoping that at least one player works in his direction that he can punish up close with a P250. If not, it's no big deal. He's got armor for the next round built up already, so he has that to go off of. Unfortunately, he's got 88, but he doesn't need the full head armor, so I don't think he's going to need to rebuy it. So that's going to save him the 650 going into the next round, which is the most important thing there. The P250 is obviously irrelevant. And there we go. So now we can see another full buy coming in from mouseSpaz. It's going to be finally a round with an op coming into the picture here too, and that will come off of Sheikh Zula, which helps him out considering the fact that he still spent 5250, even though he already had the armor from the last round. So I think without that, he would have either had to sacrifice his utility completely, or he just outright wouldn't have had the op. And now he's going to be able to get his opportunity to use it right at the start. There is someone waiting on top of that smoke. You could tell he was trying to move around there and spot if he was there. And if that was a player, he was just seeing things through the smoke. However, when push came to shove, the shot missed. And now he's been forced back. Well, he's been forced back twice now, actually. He's going to try to repeat since this smoke here has a slight gap in it that he can try and use. And meanwhile, from within the site itself, Emadix holding on strong right now. He's got to be very careful, though. For whatever reason, Marky doesn't try to go for that kill. He's busy tossing out a Molotov, so he lets Emadix escape and buys more time for rotates here. These flashbangs holding players off beautifully. The Opera, though, falls at over here towards A-Long. That's Sheikh Zula going down. And Johnny Boy, quick attempt to take a shot, but Emadix still going to get that kill and the follow-up as he ends up with a nice 3K, and he saves the op as well. Picking up now another round for mouseSpaz. 3-5 will be the scoreline, as they claim their first round since their pistol and follow-up round for free there. Which they didn't even get that round really for free. They only survived with 2 players alive. That's the first really clean round we've had for mouseSpaz in the entire map so far. Oh, okay. Was that from the op? That was a super long-range shot. I think that was. That op just tagged Marky from like 100,000 yards away. So Marky's probably a little bit mad about that. It didn't sound like an op shot. That's why it threw me off. But I guess it was. I don't know what else that would have been. So Marky getting tagged from super far off down to 64 HP. And probably just going to be sitting in the open here waiting for a little bit. For the rest of the Flamingos, they are getting ready to dive in here now and take a crack at the B-bomb site. Marky will be joining them in a few moments as you just wait off and make sure there isn't going to be any additional flanks working their way in from the A-bomb site. Johnny, though, already getting that first kill, burning out one of the CTs, trying to hide it broken. That's been a very commonly played spot so far from mouseSpaz. And yeah, they're just executing players left and right here. The first bit of resistance comes in from Pill Cosby, but it's only for 1 kill. And now Sheikh Zula's even been found out. Marky basically just wants revenge. And oh, even with the perfect pop flash, Marky is still able to pick up the kill, taking out that last player alive there. And again, resetting mouseSpaz for the second time now. So far it is the Flamingos controlling the situation quite handily. And mouseSpaz, well, they've kind of just been taking everything lying down, unfortunately. Very little resistance at all on the CT side, and if we don't see some semblance of it showing up soon, then with a 12-3 half, there's not going to be the greatest amount of hope for mouseSpaz to really come back in the second half, and then we could be looking at a very quick map number 3 showing up. There's some aggression. Maddox kind of popping up out of nowhere, it would seem, if you weren't paying attention there. It's short-lived, though, the kill that Maddox gets himself, as there is an immediate trade from Johnny Boy. Ushuro, in the meantime, though, did also get tagged himself down to 5 HP, so he now has to be a little bit careful. And Sheikh Zula, in the meantime, is sitting back inside of the mid-connector in the event that they wrap back over, which we heard that coming from a mile away. So now he's going to look for Johnny Boy right inside. There we go. That's a potential AK pickup for him, too, and he can safely fall back into the site, calling that off. Obviously, no full commitment is going to work its way in from the CTs just yet, as it was just one single player, but that option has now been presented to the CTs that maybe they will be doing this in a second, so they can lighten up the pressure on B a little bit and prepare for that rotate should it be necessary. In fact, well, this could be really bad in a second. Sheikh Zula, check your left, man. Oh, no, he has no one covering for it. So in a moment, Ushuro is going to walk right out. And, oh, he just barely gets it, too. I thought Sheikh Zula was going to be able to escape, but no. However, Ushuro makes that same mistake as Max takes up the same position of his teammate there in the doorway. And Tootin, nicely found as well. Max, the second he's out in the open, he's a dead man. Now this is down to a 2v2. All the recovered guns that the CTs got earlier on in the round are now gone, and they're back down to just 5-7s on Pill Cosby and Turismo, the last 2 players alive here. Great setup from the Flamingos as well to try and win this out relatively easily, but their players are a little bit lower, so they have to be quite careful. Thankfully, they're playing some very passive positions, but that's not going to stop these CTs from picking up at least a couple more kills. There's one for Turismo. He jumps on it. They do not have a kit to defuse it with, but with Pill Cosby moving in and very casually getting the last kill, they have plenty of time to defuse the bomb, and they are going to find themselves a 4th, where they had very little business doing so. There's that little bit of mouseSpaz prowess that we were seeing back in the last map. Finally, maybe showing up for the CT side. This will be the big question, though, is can they actually, win out cleanly on a gun round? They've had like 1 clean gun round so far. Other than that, their gun runs have been pretty lackluster. So in we go towards it. Maddox with the hold, but he can again only get 1 from that window spot. Sheikh Zula gets 1 more. Max is trying to chase through the window itself. Thankfully, Sheikh Zula was able to get 1 more pickup from his position back over at the A-bomb site. And with the mollies fading in a second, Max and Pill Cosby should be able to chase too. But Tommy's scared of that. So he's going to molly it back off, and now he knows where Sheikh Zula is. He missed that initial shot. Re-peeks into it, though, to claim the kill. He's going to be forced further into the open, but still survives it. 66 HP. Marky getting aggressive to get a kill over by the door, and Sheikh Zula with a miss. Now opens up more opportunities for the T's to try and tighten their control in the site. They're not watching for their flanks too well just yet, though, so Turismo is going to start to move in from the mid-connector and up that ramp there. Marky with 1, Sheikh Zula with the trade. Is he somehow still alive? That's going to end now as Tootin claims a kill, but Turismo is here on the flank. And I'm not sure if he's aware that Tootin is aware that Turismo has already pushed himself all the way up the ramp. Tootin, though, does bypass the vision of his opponent and now reads into that position of Turismo to close out with the last shot. Takes him down and secures a 7th round for the Flamingos. 7-4 will be the scoreline as they again trade out rounds and reset the losing bonus for mouseSpaz. mouseSpaz, however, is getting tired of this, so they are going to force into this next one. Tired of those half buys. They know that they can win out on some of these uneven rounds, so they are going to go for this, the full buy here. As much of a full buy as they can get anyway. That includes a Mag 7 on Sheikh Zula, a singular M4, 1 UMP on Turismo, and then 2 pistol buys for the remaining 2 players. They keep trying to get aggressive at Broken Wall, and it keeps missing, man. I think they've maybe gotten 1 kill by trying to jump up there and get frags. And I think every single other time they've attempted to do it, the Flamingos have just crushed them. So it may be time to give up that plan. Oh, sorry. I just knocked something over. Elsewhere on the map, though. The Flamingos are still trying to get ready to push themselves over towards A, and the only one that can resist that currently is Sheikh Zula, but he's way over here at the edge of A long with just a Mag 7. So he doesn't necessarily have the best capability to do that. Maddox is going to be funneled over here, and after they realize what's happening, Sheikh Zula, oh, basically the perfect kill. He couldn't have asked for a better pickup there, as he not only kills a player with a Mag 7, but he kills the offer too, so now he's going to have that weapon under his control. Other trades go on, and oh, Turismo, great chance to deny the plant here. Oh, missed the opportunity to deny the plant, but they got the site back really quickly, so I think Turismo's just going to stick this. He's got a great position to stick too, because even if Tootin pushes right now, he's already lined up for the headshot. That shot just gave away the fact that he was pushing into him, and there you go. Gets that final kill. Beautiful retake by mouseSpaz, and they're going to find themselves another round. This is now 5 rounds straight without a team winning more than 1 round at a time. So mouseSpaz have finally found their momentum. The issue is that it's not consistent right now. It's very sporadic, going back and forth, back and forth. And the Flamingos, as a result of it, get to keep maintaining their advantage that they got earlier on in the half. But even for CT side, as long as they can keep a very similar scoreline to this and end up 8-7, 9-6, even 10-5 now, Flamingos win out the last 3 rounds. That's still an okay half at this point for mouseSpaz on CT side, especially kind of at this level of NACS. Well, NA, quote-unquote, CS. Generally, at this level, things tend to gravitate really on every map towards the T side. And for those maps that are already somewhat T-sided, they tend to go even further in that direction based on my experience. And this is the second map, too, for anyone who has just recently joined the stream here. The first map was taken by mouseSpaz on Cash. I think 16-10 or 11 was the final score. Well, after some delay here in the 13th round, finally the Flamingos are going to start to push themselves out, but okay, for the first time in almost this entire half, it's actually looking okay for mouseSpaz. Other than this, it's been the Flamingos just crushing this site. They still have a chance to, though, as Max and Tootin trade out 2 more kills and bring this down into a 1v1. Tootin at the moment was expecting it for the flight to come from the other direction, but again, at the end of the round, Tootin with a big clutch kill takes down Sheikh Zula. I think that's the second, at least the second, possibly the third time now that it's come down to a 1v1 between Tootin and Sheikh Zula, and that Tootin has actually won it. So nicely done from him in keeping the consistency going across the maps. Can't necessarily say the same for the big fraggers on mouseSpaz, but Tootin has been a strong force in both maps so far, and at the moment he is tied for top fragging with Tommy. There's going to be a counter boost this time from the CT's 2 positions. Okay, they don't actually get to do the counter boost, but they get the first kill as Rishura just comes bounding over drop, trying to get that early control. And as we can clearly see, that did not go the way they had planned it. It looked like Tootin and maybe one other player was going to follow them too, but those plans got killed. And now is when this is an appropriate time to push Broken Wall, as they do have them on their legs a little bit here. Tommy is able to get Turismo. So, even though it seemed like it was the more appropriate time to try and get aggressive, once again, the broken wall push from mouseSpaz. Yeah, it's just not happening. It's just not not working out for them, no matter what they seem to do. We also have quite a few other mouseSpaz players trying to still hold aggressive positions to really crunch and multi-frag with 5-7s in the event that they just try to rush out with all 4 of the remaining players. And we're going to see one of those come to fruition now. They're very obvious positions, though, so they should check for this. There we go, though, as we do see Maddox getting taken down. Tootin, again, really just showing up with all these very important kills, and he does it again with those 2 entries. Max traded out for 1. Shakezula is going to push back up. That nade actually going to cause a lot of distress as he moves in, and he's going to go right for the last kill. He may not want to take this fight, but he does it anyway, as Shakezula balls to the walls in the open there with the 1v2, even taking that final fight. Doesn't matter, just moving all around with that 5-7. Gets the work done. 6-8 as he claims another round for mouseSpaz. And again, this trading spree continues. How many rounds is this now? This is 7, I think, in a row. Without a team getting any streak at all, and it's going to carry forward potentially up until the very final round should the Flamingos win this one and take it 9-6. But mouseSpaz have a great shot at ending this 7-8 now. If they can close out on it, considering that the Flamingos are down to just a Tech 9 buy. They don't even have a whole lot of utility to support their purchases here. So down they go. Tommy got dinked, but the kill wasn't enough. So he does get the initial frag. Now Moore trying to move out onto the site. Pill Cosby blind as a bat. Can't see anything. He'll go down after picking up 1 kill in his own regard. Maddox able to hold for 1 himself, but he's completely surrounded now as this is down to a 2 versus 3. And Maddox trying to move into a better spot over here by the highway. Only 7 bullets left, even after he trades out to his second FAMAS. And oof, now just immediately dead as soon as he gives himself away. Turismo, the last one left alive here, sneaks into 1. 2 more to go here, and I think he knows Johnny Boy's up on the stairs somewhere. Oh, he's got him locked down, but there's just nothing left for him. So the Flamingos do indeed close out on the half with 1 more round for themselves. 9-6 in their favor is how this scoreline is going to play out. And the Flamingos will now transition over to the CT side with mouseSpaz going on to the offense. This is also their better side. Not entirely sure how the Flamingos are going to pan out here on their CT side just yet, but with the way Cash essentially went, both teams seem to be very, very T-sided teams, and oftentimes that does carry through into multiple maps. So we will see if Cobblestone is one of those maps where the Flamingos have a better planned out CT side than we saw on Cash. And as another reminder here, too, just mind you, the Flamingos are down 0-1 in this set, so they need to win this map to stay in the event. If mouseSpaz take it, they will take this series 2-0, and they will move forward into the quarterfinals of this qualifier, where you need to go all the way through, even through the grand finals, I believe, in order to earn the 1 North American qualification slot. I think over on the main DreamHack stream, I'd say it was about 40 minutes ago to an hour ago, we did actually see, I think it was mouseSports that won the European qualifier, so they managed to take that one. And now we have mouseSpaz trying to, well, get as far as they can get here. And we should be covering, I should say, at least 1 match from each stage of these qualifiers as the day continues onward. So just waiting for players to ready up, and then we will get started with the half. And there we go. All right. Just a little bit of delay there. Do apologize for that. Sometimes the players need a minute. Pee break or whatever. But it is time now to see if we can once again see traded pistols, or if mouseSpaz is going to show up to the party. mouseSpaz has won both of the initial pistol rounds on the first and the second map, but they did lose this one, the second pistol round, I should say. back over on cash too. And now we're going to see if they can make it 3 for 4 or if it's going to be kept even at 50-50. Tommy with the first initial pickup here. Yamada getting close to a trade. Did dink his opponent, but Tommy, nicely done, holding on strong here right now. Shakezula and Turismo, though, with 2 more kills, and now Pill Cosby leaping from the smoke brings things just down to Marky in a 1v3 situation. Trying to hold on, but he's been pushed out of that site, and at least 2 of the 3 players from mouseSpaz are lined up to kill him. And there you go, mouseSpaz claim yet another pistol, making it 3 for 4 so far in this set. And they will also give them a 7th round. Now, the real problem for mouseSpaz is they have, I think, yeah, on every single pistol round that they won, obviously excluding this one, they've lost the either 2nd or 3rd round. Back on catch, they got ecoed in the 2nd round. And here on this map, Miami Flamingos went for a full buy in the 3rd round. It did win that one. So they've been unable to fully translate the following 2 rounds every single time they've won the pistol so far. And with the Flamingos going for deagles, well, we could have another one of those right here. Especially with the mouseSpaz going for a lot of rifles, but a lot of Galeals, which is kind of weird. And already now, 1 player being dropped by one of the deagles on the CT side. Great stuff from Tootin. Even now on the other end of the spectrum here, still able to exercise perfect control over the broken wall area of the map, as he was doing back in the last half. But no execute working its way towards the sites just yet for mouseSpaz. Still have players grouping up towards the B halls. So that could really lean towards either direction with a minute remaining on the clock here. And the Flamingos know this as well. So they still have Wishoro waiting over here towards A. In the event that there's a quick change up from mouseSpaz, which is very likely, considering that they're now sending all of their players towards the mid-connector. Wishuro also has... Oh, my goodness. Wishuro may not need anyone. A super long-range deagle headshot from him to take out Ematics. And, well, now the cavalry are going to arrive. They'll probably look to crush out Shakezula first. But he's got 1. He's got 2. And he's maybe going to get himself a 3rd in a second here, too, as Pill Cosby groups up with him, looking to fight Marky inside of the tunnel. But Marky, all right, he's got his own plans. He holds on strong inside of there, taking out Turismo. The T's were smart, though. They did divert away from the site where they knew that Ushuro was there, and he already hit some nice banger headshots, so probably not going to be wanting to try and directly contest that head-on if they can. They work their way over towards B, but now they've built up such a poor situation for themselves. The bomb plant gets denied, and now they don't even have time to go for it. Shakezul looking for at least 1 more kill, but it's not going to happen, and the Flamingos upset on the 2nd round again for the 2nd time in this series, and the 3rd time that they have denied at least the 3rd round. mouseSpaz yet again has failed to translate their following rounds after winning a pistol, and that will allow the Flamingos, at least for right now, to hold on to their lead. It's not looking like there'll be an aggressive buy for mouseSpaz either here, as they do just go for 1 deagle purchase, a single P250 on max, and the other 3 are going to be just on their Glocks. So you can expect probably a pretty fast play too. No reason why they would go slow on this one. It's kind of a shame for mouseSpaz. Great pistols, just really poor follow-ups. Otherwise, they would have been in a much better position right now. In fact, they might have just played the lead if the scoreline had played out differently there. Tommy, Tootin holding on. They've snuck in a few kills here. Max and Shakezula getting them with the deagles. Okay, Shakezula, he gets the 2nd one too. They bring it down to 2, so not bad at the end of the day, considering that there was less than, I believe, less than $1,000 overall invested by mouseSpaz in that round. But still, probably looking for a little bit more than that one. And now is when they're going to actually force, which is kind of odd, considering the status of this force. When you look at it, it's not the greatest. But I guess considering how far behind they've gotten, they still want to try to take control of this map if they have an opportunity to do so. So mouseSpaz is definitely a team that's trying to chase the lead more than chasing the actual map win itself. Marky, well, he's going to be jumping right into the action himself. Look at this counter boost. Nobody from the T side, as far as I can tell, is currently scouting for that. They are completely blind to this, so they'll execute out Broken Wall, but Marky can immediately just pummel on them, and there we go. Moves in, gets himself 1 kill. Tommy and Tootin, in the meantime, on the site, got more. They boxed in that play the second it started, and not a single kill is claimed by mouseSpaz. Excuse me. And that's a great hold from the Flamingos. Looking at just some of these players too, it's still quite a big lead being claimed by just 2 of the guys on the Miami Flamingos. Look at this. Tommy And Teuton sitting at 23 and 22 kills respectively, with the next highest being Markey down at 13 and 11. This is some big work being exercised by both Tommy and Teuton. And the big highlight player has definitely been Teuton so far. He's been the one coming out with all these big frags and very important opening kills. mouseSpaz again on another just basically upgraded pistol round. They don't really have much sitting behind those pistols. Emadix is essentially able to overwhelm Wishoro, but all they get off of that is yeah, well, not much. The nades roll in and finish off the round pretty easily. So I think Markey might have gotten both of those kills at the end. He had a teammate assisting with one grenade of his own, but I think the one he tossed got himself a nice double kill on it, so a little bit of fun at least had for him. But the Flamingos now up to 13, and these rounds are going very quickly out of control of mouseSpaz and into the control of the Flamingos, which is looking likely to push us over to a third map now. mouseSpaz really have just this last chance, in my opinion, to try and stop the Flamingos from pushing forward. If they can't win out here, and it's already not looking too great. 2-for-1 trade at the start. Teuton again controlling that broken wall position. And they do give away drop, but only one player escaped through the claws of the Flamingos. And Sheikh Zula, who managed to get himself inside of Sight Connector, but the CT just smoked off both angles so that you can't really go anywhere. So he's essentially just going to camp out. And it's a very awkward setup now for these Ts. Great shot from Sheikh Zula, though. He opens up the box. And now he's got himself a little bit of a path back into this one. There's the problem, though, and that's where the setup becomes awkward, is that Wishoro was waiting at suicide for that single trade. He gets it. However, it's not the end of the day because of how quickly PillCosby trades that frag back out. So now this essentially just becomes a standard 2v2 post plant, especially with PillCosby making it past that point without being refragged. Sheikh Zula, though, crouching out into the open. Probably not the best plan, unfortunately, there. So he is going to lose himself, and now all the pressure goes over to PillCosby, who is going to be found in the open here. And after some delay, Teuton will take him down, securing the round for the Flamingos once again up to 14. Just 2 more rounds away, and mouseSpaz, well, they get themselves the plan, and this will be full losing bonus, so there's no reason why, in my opinion, they wouldn't be able to buy. And we'll see in a moment, though, how they decide to play this one out. Because up at 14, they probably are going to just want to go for another immediate reinvestment. That plant, though, does give them one more slight lifeline. Since you can see everybody is over 4K, so they are going to be able to get AKs in relatively full utility for the entire team. It's looking like mouseSpaz grouping up in a relatively similar way as they have in the past, just essentially a default lineup here. While trying to apply early pressure to Broken Wall. Molly send okay. Oh my goodness, 4 HP on Johnny Boy. One more tick and he would have been a dead man sitting inside of that Molly there. Turismo getting the opening entry, however, here against Markey does shimmer a small gleam of hope for the mouseSpaz roster, which will immediately go away as Tommy trades up that kill. Turismo did try to go really quickly out. The problem was, though, is that there was no really support plan set up for him, so I'm not sure what the follow-up was supposed to be there, as he's kind of on his own regardless of what he does there, with the timing, at least, that he pushed that up. If he had waited a few more seconds, he would have been great, as the Broken Wall players would have been out in the open. Anyway, though, this goes down to a 2v2 here, as Emadix picks up one more kill in a Teuton. That's the big player now, so this is all of a sudden on Wishoro to try and clutch this out 1v2. As he holds on in his own regard behind the rock. He's stuck there, though. No easy way to get outside of it. The Molly goes too far back in my eyes, so yeah, it's not really going to force anyone out in the open on mouseSpaz, and that's going to allow Emadix to line up the third and final kill of the round. He saves it and keeps mouseSpaz in the match for at least one more round. Timing definitely could have been a little bit better on the hit there, and it still seemed like the Flamingos were going to hold control of it. But some good trades, mainly from Emadix. Keeps mouseSpaz in that round to the very bitter end as they close out that 2v1. Now they just need 6 more straight in order to try and still win this in regulation. And then they got to take 2 more, obviously, just to win it out here. But Sheikh Zula back into the fray very quickly again. Missed. Okay, it kind of hits. That was weird, though. Thankfully, it didn't cause any drastic repercussions, but the smoke does indeed cover the molly after some delay. Johnny Boy, though, up on Broken, just destroys Max early on when he tries to go out towards the opening leading up to the platform itself. And after all of that aggression has been thrown out against mouseSpaz, they do decide to push away from this site, leaving just Sheikh Zula to lurk on his own, essentially, with the other three navigating around the map to try and look at other options. The Flamingos, though, have already started to assume that this may be happening. So you have both Uishoro and Tootin over here towards the A bomb site, ready to defend. Tootin currently alone. Yeah, it was in the open there, but now he's at a better spot by the APC. Oh, great flashbang, though. Completely blinds him, so that does let one player escape into the alleyway. Pill Cosby caught trying to toss in a molly. He succeeds in getting the molly down, but it costs him his life. Johnny Boy also moved up to get one kill on his own. That killed the lurker on the B bomb site, and Tootin denied the planter, so it's down to Ematix now with 9 HP. I don't know why it went to third person there. He goes down as well, with Marky getting the final kill of the round. The Flamingos sit up at map point, and mouseSpaz now have to win 7 rounds straight to take this to OT. Otherwise, they will have to play on a third map, and that's going to be on Nuke. And in they go. The mouseSpaz roster is going to waste absolutely no time on this round. They just throw themselves at the will of the Flamingos here on the A-bomb site. And not a bad start. The problem is, though, is the follow-up on this one needs to be flawless, and at this point in time, it's not really the case. Shooting, even having a little bit of style to some of those last few kills there, as he does close out on it. And the Flamingos do indeed take quick control of Cobblestone for our second map. That's going to tie the setup at 1-1 and take us over to a third and final map to settle out this series, guys. That map is going to be coming up in just a few moments. Do stick with us, and as soon as the players are readied up, we'll be coming back to you with Nuke as our third map between the Miami Flamingos and mouseSpaz here in the round of 16 at the DreamHack Malmö closed North American qualifiers.
Tied up and twisted around, I wanna be